So this video I am recording to give you some idea about the NCVET qualification, and to the objective of this narration is to give you uh, a help to understand what is the NOS, and what is the qualification file, and what is expected out of you while developing the course content and the question bank. So in the meantime, we'll share the qualification file with you. So basically, in short, we say the QP qualification. So qualification file or the QP, as you can say, is a combination of a NOS. NOS here is the full form. So this is the file I'm opening. Just I'm scroll through and give you some idea. This is the qualification file that NIGST has developed and now has been approved. We call it a geospatial surveying supervisor, and the level of the qualification is 5.0. So here you can say there's a table of content, and there's a module summary and NOS, mandatory elective NOS, training related, assessment related things are also given. Section 5, evidence of need qualification, and other things you can scroll through with that. So here are the basic details that we have. This is the eligibility criteria of our qualification, that who can actually will enroll into this qualification for certification process. These are the other things are also there. You can scroll through that. So for this, I am recording mainly for the purpose to assist the people to develop the question bank and to uh, develop the course content. So here you can see the NOS for the module. So you can understand the full form of the NOS is the National Occupation Standard. A National Occupation Standard is a it's like kind of a standard if someone is having some kind of a professional job. Let's say we are trying to give skill sets for the GNSS observer or as a geodetic surveyor. So this is kind of a occupation of a geodetic surveyor. So to for this kind of a requirement, or the for this kind of occupation, to target this kind of occupation, we developed, or in the NCVET we developed the NOS, that is called the National Occupation Standard. So what should be the standard for a particular kind of a occupation at national level? Uh, that is the NOS. We call it the National Occupation Standard, or you can also understand it as a modules. Okay. The one NOS can have different modules. So here we have like 6 modules, like 7 modules, and 8 is the common for employability skill. So each it is a supervised GNSS based horizontal control survey ensuring accuracy across all. So this is the name of one of our NOS. Total we have 7 NOS, and 8 is also it's kind of a employability skill. It's a for general skill, you can call it as a soft skill kind of a thing. And we have here the level 5 credit per NOS. This is the credit per NOS you can see here. And this is the training duration. What is duration? Practical time total. This is the duration. 90. Assessment marks is also here given, theory practical 100. So this is just the summary, module summaries. So you can scroll down in this file, training related other information are there, assessment related information are there, assessor qualification is also there. What should be the assessor proctor qualification? Assessment mode is the offline. Evidence of the need for qualification, this you can leave for now. The different annexures are also there. This you can read for yourself. So I'm scrolling down. There are different annexure industry validation. So this is the QP. QP one, when we combine a lot of NOSes and a different occupation standard, and we say it's a qualification. So we are saying that once a person has done all these NOSes and we have clubbed it as a qualification, so he will become the surveying supervisor. Training and employment details, and like these are application related requirements. So I want to focus, give your attention to this point as the detailed assessment criteria. These are our assessment criteria. Now, NOS. Every NOS is a National Occupation Standard, or you can say this is the module, and this is the assessment criteria for outcome. So, let's say we are teaching for a GNSS horizontal control survey, or the horizontal control survey using GNSS method. So, this first point. You can see the plan for GPS data collection. What it is? It is the element, and PC is the short form of the performance criteria. So first performance criteria for checking the plan for GPS data collection. So we will teach how to plan the GPS data collection. After teaching during the formative assessment, you will assess for the performance criteria 1 that says choose the type of GNSS survey, static or kinematic required based on project requirement. So when you will develop the question bank, so you will have to develop a question to assess this performance criteria, that is PC1. For example, choose the type of GNSS survey required based on project requirement. So if my project has a 50 centimeter of accuracy requirement for whatso purpose, so I can have a question that for a 50 centimeter accuracy, what kind of a survey method you will choose, static, kinematic, or RTK, NRTK. Different options you can give. So if a person choose the NRTK, then that's the right answer. That fulfills with the time. And if someone goes for the static, that is not a good answer. So that's how you have to have a question around that PC to check the understanding that whether he has learned properly that kind of a performance criteria element, whether he is able to choose a particular GNSS survey required based on project requirement. So all these things goes the same way. This is one of the PC1, PC2, PC3. So plan for GPS data collection. So this is just an element of a planning where there are four PCs are there. And here is the perform Genesis data collection. So this performance criteria will be tested to check the understanding related to the data collection. So these are different elements are there. Inside elements, there are performance criteria. Here you have to also see that these are the theoretical thing. You have to create theoretically check this understanding, and there are some practical aspects. So when he will go actually to the collect the data, collect master station data survey. So you have to assess practically this performance criteria and give the marking against it, and have to develop the questions around that. So there are theoretical aspect and practical aspects. So question should be like that, with a theory or to have the theory or practical understanding check. So this goes with every NOS, oversee total station survey for horizontal control and detail mapping. So that's how all the NOSes have their performance criteria written here, their elements here, their scheme, whether it is theoretical thing or practical thing, then you have to develop question accordingly. So you can check all the NOSes, detailed NOSes which are here. So this is particularly related will help you to form the question bank. Just one point, there is a one guideline of the NCVET about the question bank, which says the highlighting point is that each performance criteria uh, should have minimum average number of questions per PC for every NOS within a qualification file. So at least you should have at least five number of questions for each PC. So you have to keep in mind while you develop the question. So we'll again switch to. So this is all about this is the assessment strategy. You can read what is the assessment strategy about that assessment criteria as you can read, and we can discuss. And the one part is the formative assessment, one is the summative assessment. So whatever PC we were discussing above, all are the part of formative assessment. So what is the formative assessment? So while you are giving the training, during the training itself, it's like a class test or after, during the field, you have to assess the learner's understanding during the training itself. This called the formative assessment. After that, a summative assessment is like we call it a final retention test. It's the last thing that will also be conducted in the last of the conduct of the training completion. So this is the summative assessment thing, and other things you can read here. So this narrative, other things, some regulatory things you can read. So this is a basic thing from this QP file that we will share. You will have the understanding of NOS and performance criteria, and based on that performance criteria, you have to develop the question. Now the question arises for the theoretical reading content. How we will, uh, get the answer that what theory content you need to actually develop. So this is the one part of Annexure 1 model curriculum is a part of qualification development. This is a model curriculum. You can go through that. So all those modules that we have discussed here, it is written. Okay, all those noses and modules, it is written here in this file. This is the training outcome and NOS. So we have written there, we have the NOSes. So one NOS can have a multiple module. So these are the modules. Okay, module 2. So the overseas total station survey has a 2 module in it. Vertical control has one. And now you can see the managed 3D data generation using UAV has many modules in it. Okay, and the timing of those also written here, theory duration and practical duration. So while develop the theoretical content and SOPs particular to that NOS, you have to pay attention to the timing also. In up to in this selected timing you have to deliver. So these are the module 1. So terminal outcomes you are also written for each module. So what we are expecting out of this module, discuss and all this. So this is also divided into two parts here. One is the theory key learning outcome and practical key learning outcome. You should read and understand this, that different key learning outcomes in terms of theory and in terms of practical. So that will help you to give proper understanding while you're developing the actual reading content and SOPs. To describe the historical development of surveying, as I say, it is just that he will have some understanding and some knowledge. Explain basic principle of surveying, describe methods of surveying. So he should have some theoretical understanding of all these things. Explain. So he should have some basic understanding of this. But see the wording here, demonstrate. So he, while you test during in the NOSes and the PCs, as per PCs, he should be able to demonstrate how to select a horizontal control survey point on ground and mark it before observation. So he should be have a skill set to demonstrate. Then only he'll be able to demonstrate how to download the GNSS observation data from instrument and other required GNSS. So as a surveying supervisor, we need him to be skilled so actually he can perform himself. He can demonstrate actually all these operations. So that way you have to keep all these things in mind while developing the actual theoretical and practical content for reading. So these are some basic classroom aids. So this goes for everything. Provide horizontal control and all that. So this is one of the document where you can understand that what is expected in terms while you design for the theory and while you curate for the practical content. So you can go through this. This is the second document we'll share, and I want to share this. So as per the template requirement, earlier we have developed the very detailed notes in different format. But in QP, we have reduced it as per their requirement. But we will also share this that will reflect some of the things, the detailed notes. And naming some will be changed because during the development some name has been changed, but core things are the same. Like to provide horizontal control using GNSS, name has some little bit changed, but the content inside is remains the same. So let's say, for example, now you will have a question actually what we will teach them in theory. So that question can be answered by this annexure detail annexure NOS. So here description is there, scope is there, elements and performance criteria. That's the same thing we have written in the PCs. Okay. So these are all the PCs. And we have the important part is here is the knowledge and understanding. The individual on the job needs to know and understand. So here the KU1, KUT is the actual theoretical thing or the content that we have to develop. Like we write in our syllabus, satellite geodesy, Kepler law of satellite motion, capillary orbit in space, basics of GNS, various GNSS systems such as GPS, GLONASS, PIDO, definition terms, GNSS observation code, pseudo range measurement. So this you can read this thing and you can then start curating the reading content based on this. And this is applicable for all the nonsense model like the horizontal control total station. What theory you need to curate? It is written here. KU1 says working principle of total station, basic measurement involved, that is angular linear. Basic of control survey using total station, its planning, execution, final code generation, type of error, their adjustment, basic theory. So this KU knowledge and understanding will help you to actually curate the reading content. And this goes for each and every modules you can read from here. Thank you.